Welcome back everyone to another WizKids WarLock Tiles build of the month. Now this time around I've used a number of different sets as well as the Orc Warband Icons of the Realms miniatures pack to make an Orcs Nest scenario or something like that. Maybe this is an inhabited sort of building of such that players are going to. Now last time around the Goliath brothers were enemies, but they are the adventuring party this time around. Now they're going to be coming into this dungeon, which is made up of one dungeon tiles 1 set for all the straight walls, one dungeon tiles 3 set for the curved stone walls, one set of the curved town and village for this central one here. Just needed more curves basically because of the very curvy design. And then I've used some of the Dungeon Dressings expansion pack. So that's just giving the flavour of the rooms. This is going to start off by our Goliath brothers barging down the door and, well, coming into this very oddly shaped room. So it's got all these curves, and what they don't notice, well, first of all, there's some spike traps just either side of the door. Hopefully they watch out for those and don't stand on them. But what they don't notice is hidden around the corners are some of those orcs. It's Orcs Nest after all. Now, I'm not using these as their special orc types from the set. I'm just using them as generic orcs. Otherwise, this would be quite a task for them to do. Now, from these two corners, these orcs are going to rush in and flank the players on the two sides. Now, hopefully the players can deal with that. They might need to maybe push out into the room so they can have some maneuverability. And it's sort of an interesting, rather large sized room, but with quite tight sections because of the way the walls curve. There's some words for you. So because of this central area, taking that chunk out of the map, it's really made what is possibly quite a big feeling room. It's made it quite small and compact, certainly on the way in and into this first encounter. First, maybe, of many. So they've dispatched one lot of orcs, they've dispatched the other lot of orcs, and then they can have a look around. You've got like the statue over here, and I've matched that up over this side with the rubble, almost to sort of say that statue has fallen down. And then you're going to have these two doorways. Now this one is very clearly barricaded from one side. Players can move it. Unfortunately, they will find it's barricaded on the other side. You could leave this off the table and then add it in, you know, just to be like, it's barricaded, you're not getting through. You know, but trying to keep the mystery. Eventually, though, they will come through this door over here, and that is when they get the next encounter. So, goblins and orcs go quite well together. So, one more orc and a couple of little goblins. Just have a little skirmish in here. Potentially, one jumping off the table down at the brothers here. Again, it's not really to challenge the players too much, but just to keep them on their toes, because as they go through the door, they are getting attacked. One thing I did in this room is have the sort of the curved wall just mean you can just tuck a little treasure chest into the corner. Thought that was quite an interesting piece. Another thing, because of this being a curved piece, this piece can't actually be clipped in. Now I got around that by using extra wall bits and sort of just making it look like there's a full wall along there, because you can't normally clip into that edge, and that seemed to work out quite well. So the players have dispatched the enemies, but there's one door in. Where's the other door? There's no door to move on. Well, maybe you need to give them a bit of sort of encouragement to look around the room, or maybe not. And that is where they will find, using the doors and archways set, a hidden door in the wall. And, you know, maybe you could say that that was actually those scratch marks, and these are Goliaths. They could certainly give a fake wall a push. Opening it up, you'll be able to venture through into the next room. And the players will then see that it was barricaded fully, stone table, everything on this side of the door. Unfortunately, they'll also see this nurtured orc. Now, I will always use this orc as it is intended. It's basically like a boomer from Left 4 Dead. It's going to run at the players. They are going to attack. When it dies, it goes bang with a plume of poison. I love this miniature, and I love the idea that, you know, you're not going to want to necessarily be too up close and personal when it goes bang. Just one orc for that final room in there. Players are going to come through the doorway, find sort of a very weirdly kind of grand chair. Now they can sit on the chair, nothing seems to happen. They can look in the boxes, not much there. They can then maybe look in the chest, it's empty. There's some barrels of goo. The middle one doesn't seem to have anything in it. Lifting the lid, however, there is sort of a mechanism that goes clunk, clunk, clunk. I wonder what that was. Well, nothing seems to be changing here, so the brothers will work their way back through to this front room. Now, there is a reason why I have used, in this case, the interior curved walls, because normally they're annoyingly not clippable, which means they pop out of this very easily, because that mechanism actually lowered those walls into the floor, allowing this summoning portal to be there waiting for the players. And also waiting for the players is the thing summoning, this weird priest summoning something. As they come in, they find that the portal is turned on, and then something is going to come through it. Now, I'm going to make it a fire elemental that this priest has some control of. And now what was originally a quite small, close quarters encounter room does have the size that, you know, you want a big-ish battle to have. Now, I'm normally, like I said, I'm normally annoyed that those corner pieces, these interior corners, they don't have the clips on the side. It makes them slightly awkward to use, but it means it's perfect for removing them and putting something else down. It doesn't need to be a summoning portal. It could just be another 2x2 bit of floor. You can still say that these were lowered into the floor, and you know, something else is there to greet them from within their sort of walled cage. You could do that. I just liked the idea of, you know, again, another use of the summoning portals because they're fun. Using them, you know, this is a fun battle, lots of room for the players to move around, for this thing to chase them down. And, you know, once you've taken that out, maybe he just disappears for another time, or maybe you can kill them and the brothers have managed to save the day. They, you know, they've done the town's work. They can rip that bit off the town notice board and say, I want my reward. And that is the Orcs Nest. It was a lot of fun putting it together because of the curves and making a room that changes like when you go back to it later on. And also the fact that you can have a very mirrored design, but try and keeping things a bit different. This door's blocked off, so you're funneling someone through here, then there, rather than the option of going through from one room to the other freely. You know, you have to do this path. Yeah, you could have had this door open and freely move around, but, well, sometimes mirrored designs are too obvious. So that's what I was trying to do there, and just play around with the curves and sort of see some of the different shapes I could make. Anyway, check out some of the other Warlock tile builds of the month on the channel. Stick around for more news, reviews, and all that sort of jazz. And until next time, I'm Oliver East, signing out.